Hello and welcome to Talkin Baseball. For one night, the Yankees won a World Series game. It's 3-1. Yanks bats hit a little bit. Let's talk about it. We're not getting our hope up. Tim Hill.
Alex Verdugo.
Oh. Hello and welcome to Talkin Baseball. Did you know Alex Verdugo had 3 hard hit balls tonight? Hard. Talkin Baseball is presented by SeatGeek. You guys, there's one more game to go to. And you can go there to SeatGeek, code JOHNBOY Playoffs 10. Prices were already coming down for these games a little bit. JOHNBOY Playoffs 10 will save you another 10%. Or if your baseball team's not in it and you want to go to anything that SeatGeek has tickets to, you can use the code. So anything that has seats, Trev. JOHNBOY Playoffs 10. Download the SeatGeek app and use it. It's free 10% off. Trevor, how you doing? What are the vibes?
They're getting hot already.
What are the vibes out there?
This is a LA versus New York. We've already shared words together before the show.
Hot.
It's getting spicy. I'm not hot.
You're
the
hot.
weather's cooling down out here.
Oh.
Okay, so watch out, A-Rod, Poppy, and Jeets on your way back to LA. Okay, bring those gloves.
You think they're
Getting a
coming?
little cold out
Wait,
here.
you think they're coming to LA then?
I said Dodgers in 6. That's what I said. That's what I said.
Don't mess with me.
What do I got? I don't know, man. This was I wanted the series to go on, so I am happy that the Yankees won today. I think that they're doing a lot of things. Tonight they did a lot of things better. They've continued with a good bullpen. The bullpen's been great for the Yankees. Yeah. And then the vaunted, or what's the opposite of vaunted?
Ooh.
Okay, I'll just say the opposite of vaunted, bottom of the order finally comes through for them, and this is what happens.
Wow.
That's the game right there. I don't know what the opposite of vaunted is, but that's what they were tonight.
The welcome part of the lineup, is that the opposite?
No.
Instead of not wanting to see them, you want. I don't know. That's a good one.
I don't think want and vaunt are the same thing.
No, I know that. Vaunted being you don't. They're so good, you wouldn't want to.
Thesaurus.com said hidden, but
okay,
it's close.
I don't know, but what I'm saying. Yeah. The bottom of the order showed up. Career day for our guy Volpster, and it didn't start out that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very curious to hear your burn. I'm very, very curious.
Let's get into it because this game has a lot, and there's just good conversations from this, and I'm going to get ahead of this, Trev, because, you represent the people of L.A., I represent New York. This is kind of your Ice Cube, I'm Fat Jake. This is, we're beefing. Before, if I start tasting the Yankees in any part of that, Kasperius, Hudson, Knack, and Honeywell has been different than what the Dodgers have been rolling out. But the Yankees need to win a ball game. So let's burn through it. The Dodgers would look like a Quidditch team riding on their broomsticks into the Bronx, looking to sweep the World Series. It's the age of Kasperius as Big Ben starts the clocks for the bullpen day, while Luis would hope to heal Yankees fans' hearts for one more day. Freddie Spaghetti noodles another one on the short porch. It's 2-0 Dodgers again. Verdugo, RBI groundout, would set up Anthony Volpe. Even for a little guy, he's got a grand salami. Yankees take a 5-2 lead in the third. In the fifth, Will Smith slaps an Oppo Taco homer, and the Yanks can't spin the 2-ball. Edman scores. It's 5-4 Yanks. In the sixth, Austin Powers, the catcher who shagged me, baby. 6-4 solo dong, and nothing better to end the night with some shots of Glabermeister. 3-run homer, some more insurance around it. Heel to Hill, to Holmes to Leiter to Weaver to Meza. Yanks fight another day as they win 11-4 final.
I would taste me some Glabermeister. Okay, you brought me back there. I like that. Everyone has like their Glabermeister history in their mind. At least if you went to college or partied a little bit, you know what that tastes like.
I think everyone just has a period of time where you're like, wait, is Jaeger the coolest thing in the world? And that passes, and that's okay. But there's a moment where you're like, wait, is this kind of sick?
I don't like. I know what it tastes like, but I don't know what it tastes like. What's the flavor?
I think it's like licorice. I believe it is. If you had to label it, but I do think it's one of those things that it's like its own thing.
Okay,
Kind of its own category.
Jägermeister is Jägermeister.
Where are we dropping pops? Where is there any? What's Fortnite? What's the thing you drop in?
Yeah, you got it. You're all over it.
The towers.
Tilted towers.
Let's
Tilted.
Nice, Trev.
Yeah, I knew that.
Wow.
See, I know.
Let's start with Freddie Freeman hitting another 2-run homer in the first inning because that wasn't a great feeling in Yankee land. And it was like, okay, Freddie just locked up MVP. He probably still does. But to see that happen again, and it's a porch job, and it's like, okay. It's never easy with the Dodgers. And that's something you compliment a very good team about. That it was like, okay, with this bullpen day, knowing the Dodgers were only going to go for it if they had the lead and they were going to, win the World Series. It was like, well, I mean, now you start counting down innings again. It's like, well,
yeah,
you got 6 innings to get 2, which the Yankees haven't been able to do that the past 2 games.
It felt over. Mookie had a good swing. I thought Luis Gil looked really good. Like obviously his stuff is electric. It's just where's the location? Is he getting behind hitters? All of that stuff. And I think given a full off season of being healthy, having a full year under his belt now is gonna do wonders for him. I'm buying all the Luis Gil stock if it's available right now for next year in 2025. This guy's he's got everything you need. But Mookie shoots, I think it was a changeup that Mookie hit down the line.
I think you're right. I'll double check, but I think you're right.
At least that's what Smoltz was saying. And nice swing there. Yeah, and then Freddie hits a homer, and you're like, okay, here it is. Now do the Yankees respond? We talked about that all throughout the series. The best time for these teams to score has been the first inning. And, it starts out pretty crazy. And I guess that's a talking point.
Yeah.
Glaber hits a ball down the right field line.
Yeah.
Mookie goes and grabs it, and then something happens. And I didn't know what was going on. I was waiting for Olivia and our kids to show up. I was meeting them to get some food, and I'm sitting there by myself like, what just happened right here? And then we see the replays, and this guy, you can have your opinion on this. I think this was the dumbest thing I've ever seen at a baseball field. I don't think it was funny. I don't think it was cool or hey, it's just a fan doing his job trying to knock a ball. That's not what any of this was. This guy was probably banged up, so I'm not going to hold it against him for the rest of his life, but you can't grab someone's arm. Then his dumb buddy takes Mookie's wrist and tries to rip it away. Both of them are holding him up. It's a dangerous thing, dude. Don't do that. You can't do that. And obviously they got kicked out of the yard, but I know that there's a video out there of you guys laughing at it, and I responded to it on Twitter saying I didn't like that. Here's the thing. This is what I'm going to say about it, because I feel like this needs to be talked about on Talking Baseball. You guys are great people, and you guys were just in the moment laughing at it. There are some screenshots of the guy going like this, and that was funny. But the whole situation to me wasn't funny. So I know you guys weren't laughing at Mookie and you didn't want him hurt. That's not the kind of people that you are. You guys are very good human beings. I know that. So I want everyone to know that. I'm not trying to come at you guys about it. I just saw it a little bit differently, and I don't know if you want to.
I've never seen that. We've seen fan interferences. I mean, that was second. It was nuts. I've never seen that on a baseball field. Just the image of those two crazed Yankee fans. And you can't do that. We were laughing because on the broadcast, it shows the foul ball down the line, and you're like, okay, wait, is that going to get to the stands? Is that fan interference? You don't see the ball bounce, so you're like, okay, well, that Mookie must have caught that damn thing because he's Mookie Betts. And then it cuts to the replay. Mookie's clearly in play, and then you see a guy digging through Mookie's glove that you're like, what? Like, it's a fan going for, like, a heroic strip sack, which
can you show it again, Beebs? I
blown
want to
away
see it
by.
again.
And yeah, you can't do that. We were like, part of the reason we're laughing was because that guy is so kicked out of the game. Like that.
I mean, he could have easily stopped the ball from going in Mookie's glove.
That's the other crazy part. It's
like he could have swatted that thing, and he would have been the belle of the ball.
If they had put that much ever, the ball was pretty in fair play that it was going to become fan interference no matter what.
You think so?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I don't know. I just saw the side angle there.
But dude, it's also Trev. You and me are professional athletes. Like that happens quickly in front of these two normies that have probably had a couple drinks and they see Mookie Betts and a ball come flying in. That they panicked, and it's but it was
the reason I don't like it because it was after the fact.
The part that I hated when I watched the replay is the one guy that grabs Mookie's like wrist forearm to like grab. Like the guy that was in the glove. Hey, I know it's fucking weird, but he was just like in a moment of panic, and then he tries to dig the ball to the glove, which is it's crazy.
Okay,
and they got what you're supposed to get for that. You get kicked out of the game in the first inning in a game that they probably paid good money for those tickets. So, yeah, pretty dumb.
Very dumb. Don't do that, people. Yeah. And I don't know. Social media is crazy. Like,
it's crazy.
I know what's happening on social media. Don't love it.
It's crazy. Election year.
Anyways, back to the game. One good part of the bottom of the first for the Yankees was Judge takes a really nice slider for a walk. And you're like, okay, I think that happened in his last at bat of the previous game. And you're like, okay, like is Judge starting to see the ball a little bit better? Because that's going to be obviously a big help in this game. At this point, you need to see your guy Judge have good at bats. Didn't know Volpe's going to hit a grand slam just yet, but I thought that was a really he took a really good slider there. So I was happy for Judge. And then where do you want to go after that? I guess it's the Volpe read, right? That's where we go to in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, the only thing I would add is, I want you to tell me if this is brilliant or dumb and we're forgetting something. But I said this on Talkin Yanks because we just recorded that. And I was like, it was important that Judge drew a walk. Judge didn't get walked. And like, Is that something that people keep track of? Like, can we add this to our analytics thing? Like, there's
I like that.
Right? There's times when guys get 4 or 5 pitches.
It's way different. Like it's
Judge,
way different just a 4-pitch walk than a good take.
I think we got something there, dude.
I like that too. Ooh, what do you want to call it?
Like walks drawn. Like you earn the walk.
Earned walk. You have to put a plus or something.
Walk. Yeah,
nowadays,
drawn walk.
Bro, just
walks
so you know.
plus.
Yeah. Walks plus.
Walks plus.
Yes.
That's good.
Good walk.
Okay,
again,
I like that.
Any of the 30 front offices, feel free to reach out. With that, the Yankees didn't score in the first, man, which Freddie...
They did not score in the first, no.
They didn't score in the first. That it's like, okay, this is happening again. And then, I'll let you talk about the Wells Volpe ball because wasn't the biggest fan at that point.
Yeah, so Volpe walks and steals second base, okay? Great job. He's been aggressive, and we need good base running out of these Yanks. We've seen it before. It hasn't been great in the postseason or all season, but he steals second base. And then Wells hits the ball. I thought that was gone. Ends up hitting off the top of the wall. The Dodgers outfielders have done such a good job like playing caroms and cutting balls off. It's crazy. But that's like it's such a simple read. I don't know what he was doing. It was 1 out. So you're not like trying to tag up there. Like it doesn't really matter if you tag up there. Okay. Unless like the guy has a nasty splitter and you want to be on third base to go on a pass ball, whatever it is. I mean, it's better to be on third base and second base, but with 1 out, you're halfway. It's the easiest read in baseball. And I'm not sure why he wanted to get back to the base. I'm just not sure why. He should have been, I mean, you say halfway, you could at that point you could get almost all the way to third base if you wanted
Right.
to. If he catches it, just go back to second base. He ends up being way too close to the base and then has to put the brakes on. I think the third base coach, what's his name?
Luis Rojas, former Mets head coach, manager.
Rojas was like, I'm not sending you. That ain't
Yeah.
gonna happen again to me, bro.
Well,
So
dude,
this is a crazy throw by Kike. Where's he throwing that ball? It was just a weird play all around. Bad read by Volpe. It doesn't end up affecting the game because he ends up scoring on the fielder's choice. Dodgers are playing the infield back here, which is another discussion for later because later in the game they played in. And we've talked about this before. A lot of times now teams are exclusively playing in.
Right.
Doesn't matter second and third or runners on third only. But he ends up scoring on a fielder's choice. I don't think they would have gotten 2 runs. So I don't think it really mattered in the game, but it was like, oh my gosh, another weird Yankee base running play here. And that's just kind of been like to their demise so far. But we know obviously what happens. But yeah, that was the next kind of thing.
It was,
And then
Volpe's one of the 2 Yankees that can run. So seeing that happen was
Yes.
pretty tough, especially Austin Wells, who hasn't barreled a ball in a while. Because he was in between being in between. Like, he's hopping back to the bag slowly, which is like if he was in pure tag up, which I agree isn't the right thing, but if he was in just I'm going to tag up mode, I think he scores on that. And I think if he was halfway like he probably should have been, he easily scores on that. Yeah, he was like hopping back, and even after it hits the wall, he takes another hop back. That was tough. It does lead to a bit of a redemption arc.
It does. Oh, I like that. The storyline. Sometimes they write themselves. People, a nothing top of the third for the Dodgers. All of a sudden, Daniel Hudson is in. So Kasperius does his job. Hudson comes in. K's Soto. And then, a little scary for everybody, Judge gets hit in the thumb, which was like really nasty kind of looking.
Yeah, it was
slowed it down.
It was a lot of thumb and meat on the other hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I didn't like it.
It was a weird one.
He's got strong thumbs, dude.
Big thumbs.
Everyone talks about how strong his thumbs are all the time. Jazz, double off the right field wall. Another great like carom play by Mookie, who's just kind of like putting a clinic on there. So he keeps it first and third. Stanton gets hit but swings. That was an interesting one. I'm sure you got a video of that one, Beebs. He kind of knew he did it. It kind of sucks. Yeah. Smoltz was on the broadcast was talking about how there's no intention of swinging there. He's just trying to get out of the way. But I mean, what are you gonna do? I kind of agree with that.
Yeah,
but that's a swing all the way. You're gonna get called for that every single freaking time.
It's an interesting.
Like right now, he's
convo.
like, "Oh my god!" Ah!
It's an interesting convo because it's one of those like. When you see the replay, it's like, he swung, dude, and that's the rule. And then you think about it, and you're like,
his shoulders are just going that way.
Yeah, like maybe that is imperfect. That's for another off-season rules app.
But he ends up walking to load the bases for Anthony Rizzo, who ends up flying out to shortstop. You're like, okay, what are we doing here, people? It's 2 outs. Bases loaded. Are you going to leave them loaded?
Yeah.
And Volpe says, no. First pitch, hanger. Banged it, man. Little backup slider right there. He said he didn't know it was going to get out, and said he blacked out as soon as it went out. Doesn't remember rounding the bases, which I think is really cool. Obviously, there's a million stories out there about him being a Yankee fan growing up, and to be able to do that, give your team a lead for the first time since the top of the 10th in game 1, correct?
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool arc story.
Yeah, if you don't know, and again, there's some of the Yankees stuff on here. I know we tread lightly because we've got a whole channel and everything for that.
Yeah.
Volpe's dad like grew up as like a guy that used to call in the sports radio shows. Like Volpe's dad is like a real Yankee fan. That this whole thing is pretty wild, and it's had a lot of meh points to it up until this point. For the kid to have that, it's hey, Yankee fans are still expecting to be horribly sad in 24 hours, 72 hours, whatever it is. I mean, I'd be fine with no sadness at all, but whatever. But like it was, this was a fun baseball game for Yankee fans. Like, you know, the belief isn't there. Maybe there's some people banging the drum and they're like, I knew. It was fun to watch a fun baseball game for a day for Yankee fans. And Volpe forever is going to have a grand slam in the World Series. So like that's pretty cool.
And that wasn't the game, but I don't know if we need to go into every single play of every single game. I just think the main gist here for me when I was watching the game was the Yankees were starting to do the little things right. Started to run the bases a little bit better after the Volpe gaff there. But I think how many stolen bases do they have tonight?
They had a couple. Volpe first player
2, 3,
ever.
4. They had 5 stolen bases tonight.
How
That's
about that?
good. We saw some pretty good defensive plays. The next inning, Rizzo going up and getting that foul ball, like stuff like that. I mean, it's just another out that's gone. You know, if he misses that ball or that ball hits the net, like you don't know. All these things can snowball quickly, especially with a team like the Dodgers. But you get the outs when you can get the outs. The only other thing that the Yankees did poorly, it was just the one shovel toss by Glaber that allowed Freddie to beat the ground ball out, which made it 5-4 after the Smith homer. And I'm sure Yankees fans at that point were like, there's that thing again that we need to clean up. You got to play clean defense. You can't give him the extra outs. A good toss, Freddie Freeman's out, but he shovels that thing a little too high. Volpe's not able to transfer it quickly enough. And then all of a sudden you got a 5-4 game, man. And I'm sure at that point you guys were not feeling great. And I think that's where this shifts to kind of like the Dodgers and what does Dave Roberts do now? You're not leading, but it's a one-run game,
Right.
and you know what your offense is capable of. And he's been faced with this before. I think it was the Mets in the NLCS. You know, he's made the decision to kind of go with his B bullpen, and that's what he kind of did again tonight. He understood that Knack had to continue to pitch, and Wells made him pay, and then there was the big inning of Honeywell, and how the Yankees are looking. I think you're expecting to be let down. I don't think the Yankees are. Like in the clubhouse, I think they're now saying, fuck it. Garrett Cole's on the mound. That's a second win. They're counting that as a win. And then we'll go steal 2 in LA or one game at a time, whatever it is. I don't feel like they think that it's over and they're just kind of like playing a few extra innings now because they won this game. I think they really do believe it. And that's kind of like the first step. Like, I don't think they're like faking it. I think in that clubhouse, they're believing that they can do it. It's got to win Garrett Cole's game and then go back. And so I don't know, man. Where's your head at with all this?
I want to close off a couple things on this game, and then we can talk some of the more big picture stuff. It's brought to you by Z-Biotics. Z-Biotics pre-alcohol. It's a game-changing product to use before a night out with drinks. I remember last work happy hour. I was like, okay, we're going to put a couple down. Let me get my Z-Biotics in before. They sent us a pack. Yep. Woke up feeling pretty darn good the next day. So try it out. Go to zbiotics.com/talk and get 15% off your first order when you use code TALKIN at checkout. Pre-alcohol is backed 100% money back guarantee. So if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money. No questions asked. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/talk and use the code TALKIN at checkout for 15% off. Click the link in the description and try it. I know there's a lot of people that enjoy an adult beverage. Try the Z-Biotics beforehand. Might help you out. Trev, you mentioned Volpe has the base running gaff, hits a grand slam. We'll make that trade. We're okay. Gleyber Torres, who, you're right, doesn't get that double play turned. And if we were keeping track of defensive runs scored 20 years ago, Gleyber would have -2 from that double play and from the Soto relay throw in the first game. He hits a 3-run homer in this game. So it's why the Yankees like to have guys that that can swing the stick. It's because when you get those big hits, that's how you can win games. How I'm feeling, if I'm being honest, a lot better than I was for the past 24 hours.
Okay.
This game was Kasperius for 43 pitches, Knack for 56 pitches, and Honeywell for a 50-burger in 1 inning.
Yeah, he got hang out to dry right there.
That's
He was not happy either.
Are the boys buying him steaks tonight? Like, how does that work? Because that's...
I mean, he entered the game, what was it? It was 6-4.
First pitch out and the first batter.
Yes.
And then 49 adult pitches that followed.
And he could have actually, now that I'm looking at it, he could have had 2 outs, nobody on. Because Volpe hits that ball, PK throws him out, and he just barrels into Lux's glove and knocks the ball out. I mean, if he holds on to that, or if this is like a different sport and they just call that a continuation, or like,
right.
You know, I don't know. But he's safe, and then the inning just kind of snowballs from there. So they might be buying him steaks, but I don't think Honeywell is like wanting any steaks right now. He's not feeling great about what happened.
Maybe some Z-biotics, yeah.
Yeah. So you said you're feeling a little bit better. I think the vibe in the stadium from the get-go was pretty good. Freddie tried to put it out, but I was expecting the vibe to be bad in the stadium today, but people were there. Obviously spent a lot of money. You want the Yankees to do well. Yankees get a lead, then the vibe started to get better and better and better. Now, tomorrow, the place is going to be rocking. Garrett Cole on the mound again, another elimination game. Like, this is the momentum that we kind of talk about. Like, the statistics are not with the Yankees. This never been done before in the World Series. So, and I think they were only the 10th team out of 40 to force a game 5. The numbers aren't with them, but it doesn't matter, dude. Is it weird that the documentary about the Red Sox just came out and now here the Yankees are trying to do the exact same thing? Maybe that's a simulation thing. I don't know.
And Apple's filming this for a documentary.
Oh gosh.
Interesting.
Check the balls. Where's Dr. Meredith?
Trev, here's basically what it is the Yankees fans are feeling things, which is good because we were not. What I would say is everything has to be prefaced with like, hey, this has never been done, and the Dodgers don't feel like a team with a lot of cracks. And this is a team we've literally seen punt games this postseason. And, like, they didn't use their A pitchers in this game. They used Hudson's on the B squad at best at this point. That the Dodgers did not give their best effort to win this game. That being said, the Yankees, I think every hitter except Rizzo had a hard hit ball today. So it's like, okay, how did the at-bats feel? And again, I know it's different pitching, but the at-bats just generally felt better. Obviously, they scored 11 runs compared to being shut out through 8 2/3, so that's going to feel a little better. But they felt generally better. You have Garrett Cole tomorrow, who's a guy that gave you a great start in the first game. And he gets paid a lot of money to be Garrett Cole, and there was people wondering, like, did he get pulled too early? So, you know, if Garrett Cole had thrown 112 pitches in that first game, maybe they'd be like, let's see how Garrett looks. It's like, hey, there's none of that. He threw 88. So, yeah, the Yankees have a decent matchup for tomorrow. That being said, our guy Jack Flaherty did shut them down in that first game. Their A bullpen is all rested. And it's not, you know, Freddie still a problem. The Mookie at-bats definitely don't feel easy. And, I mean, Shohei, it's just interesting. Like, you know, some of the tweets and stuff are starting to come out that he's having a bad World Series, and he obviously banged up his shoulder. That the Yankees can win a ball game tomorrow. And that's when I think you'd see, like, the media really get going. Like, if they've got to fly back to L.A., this series that was projected to be the series of all series, if the Yanks can send it back to L.A., things are going to get real. Like, Yankee fans, me and Joe's were probably lying to ourselves that we were like, you know, if they get it to Game 6 and the Yanks have a lead in Game 6, I'll start to believe. If the Yankees force a Game 6, Yankee fans are going to spend the next 2 days daydreaming about doing it. and that's just sports.
Isn't it so weird that 4 games in a row seems insurmountable? Like you're never gonna do that in a series. Well, it really hasn't happened. Then you win one, and then you're like, okay, well, 3 games, that's not really possible either. Then you win tomorrow, and then 2 games to me seems like, yeah, you could easily do that.
You win 2 games.
Well, day
You win
off.
2 games, like
You just gotta win
bad
one
bounce
game,
somewhere, yeah.
and then you win
It's
that
such a
next
weird.
game.
It's so true though.
I think the
Dodger fans are. Look, I'll tell you this. Since I am a
Right.
unquestioned Dodger fan,
always day one.
or I have a Twins hat on. Sorry, forgot about that. But I have a Shohei shirt on. Here's a couple things. Shohei, he took some big hacks against Heel his first at bat. After that, he's always clutching the shoulder. Like clearly he's not 100%. That's a little scary for Dodger fans. You want your big guy to be 100%. Max Muncy has not looked great. I think it was 0 for 3 Ks tonight. I don't think Dodger fans are like sitting back in their old easy chair being like, "Oh, we got this, no problem." I think that a little bit of doubt has crept in there, understanding that Cole's going. Now, do they have extreme confidence in Jack Flaherty right now? Yes, they do, because he just showed up in game 1 and went toe to toe with him and did his thing. But I don't think LA fans wanted to go back to LA.
No, LA was ready to party tonight, and I think everyone thought they were going to party tonight.
After the first inning, I thought I was with a bunch of Dodger fans tonight. I left my house and I went out with my family. We got dinner. Shout out Chad, the local P.
Shout out Chad.
And there's a little bit of anxiousness going on. They were ready. They were ready to go tonight. They were ready to get started for the parade. I mean, even on the news, I saw the cops in LA starting to do some like prep for like after the Dodgers win the World Series. It's going to be crazy here. So like it's interesting. What are the percentages that the Yankees win versus the Dodgers win this series right now? If you're like an odds maker,
aren't you awful with percentages?
I'm awful with them. I'm thinking it's like 85% the Dodgers are still going to win the World Series. Is that crazy?
I was going to say 90% Dodgers, which, again, I think that number technically is like low from both of us. Like, this has never been done, would be the current previous teams' histories with this is 0%. And even I don't think a team's taken it to a game 6. I think that was the stat going around.
But don't you like put all that aside now and say, what about from 3-1? What are the percentages? Don't know. Beavers, you're like kind of like the smartest guy here. What do you?
Well, just Fangraphs, I believe they have their updated World Series odds. And presently, assuming this accounts for tonight, I'd imagine it does, 11.8% chance for the Yankees.
We're like right on it.
Which would leave 88.2% for.
I mean, we are.
Dodgers.
That's why we do this show.
Trev, I think the Yankees' first baseman was on a Cubs team that came back from 3-1 to win a World Series. So, hey, we're daydreaming a lot. And we could get punched in the face by one of those Dodgers 6-run innings, and it all ends, and the Yankees go into the history book with all those other teams that have gotten beat up after going down 3-0 in the World Series. Is there some analytics there, Beebs?
Not that specifically, but I did check what the odds were entering today, and it was 5.7% for the Yankees.
Ooh.
So
doubled.
Okay.
Just doubled.
I'm a numbers guy. Everyone knows that. I got this.
Hey, win a game tomorrow. I obviously wearing a Yankees hat. It's Garrett Cole. The series momentum didn't change today, but hope is a dangerous thing. Garrett Cole on the bump tomorrow. Judge's swings look better. I guess we haven't talked about Judge. Did you think he looked better in general?
Yes. I talked about the take, and then the base hit he got. He still top spun a slider. Like he's still kind of coming off that. Like a perfect Judge would take that slider and it would go to center field, or it will go to right center. He's still a click early or a click in between. But good take, got the barrel there, found the barrel on that, which is kind of the most important thing. Find your barrel. Once you find your barrel, then you can tell yourself, okay, now I know that I'm just a click off. If you're like getting jammed or it's off the end of the bat constantly, like you still don't know exactly how far your range is off. But once you barrel the ball up and you're like, okay, you can really start to dial it in. I don't really know how to relate that to anything else. Like a scope on a gun. I don't really
Nice, dude.
do that whole thing. I got a few guns. Don't come at me, bro. Legally.
Get off my lawn.
And I think. But yeah, he's getting close, which is scary.
Yeah.
Because if you're talking about Dodgers and Shohei like not really feeling great, and then Judge, who you've been able to hold down this entire World Series, if he starts to go, then the lineup discrepancy kind of starts to even out a little bit. So there's a lot of things that look.
Maybe like learning a song on a guitar. Like it's getting a little closer. Like it's not there yet, but it's getting okay. Yeah, I just got to get that part. Okay.
On the rhythm a little bit, the strum pattern. Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Me, you, Cole Tucker in a band, whatever. Vanessa will sing every once in a while.
We was talking about you with him today. He was making me jealous. He said you guys went golfing. I was like, oh, did you kick Trev's ass? And he's like, haha, we were teammates. We kicked his buddy's ass. I was like, God, obviously you did, Cole. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, obviously we're teammates.
Yeah,
basically the same person.
I felt dumb asking the same question. So Cole and Jack tomorrow.
Yes,
and I guess something of note. The Yankees opening it up in that last inning. Mark Leiter Jr. threw a couple ballsy pitches today. He strikes out Shohei. That if that at bat goes another way, we're saying, yeah, what did you expect? He's had some big ball pitching moments this postseason.
They put him in some big moments, dude.
And then
this is what they traded for him for.
Luke Weaver, who pitches a just dynamic Luke Weaver 1.1 innings. They were going to put him back out for the ninth, but the Yankees opened up the lead that they didn't have to use him again. That tomorrow for the Yankees, do or die again. It's Cole, it's Weaver, and they saved Canely. Like that's kind of.
And Clay Holmes looked filthy tonight.
He did, and it's the Yankees analytics team definitely saw something with Muncy and Cole's slider. Because he's banging him with a bunch of sliders. He hit him in the foot the first game, but the past couple games he's got him good. So I can't get excited yet, Trev.
Don't get excited.
I know what I'm doing. Know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab Mountain Dew. I think I might not sleep tonight.
Just take one.
I might just do it. I might code Reddit.
Oh, yeah.
Did you order
Baja
the code
Blast,
red?
Original. They're all good. Mountain
Dew, the bold flavors and refreshing citrus kick will make you feel like you're on an actual mountain. Mountain Dew has become a big part of the John Boy Media family. They're huge in our warehouse. I can't wait for you guys to see their presence in Blitzball Battle 5 that comes out November 4th. A little teaser, maybe the biggest Mountain Dew can you've ever seen. The mountain is calling, and you should answer. Grab your friends, grab an ice cold Mountain Dew wherever refreshing beverages are sold, and do the Dew. Win a game. Win a game, Yanks.
Oh, clip that, Beavers.
Win a game.
Clip that little, what was that?
Win a game. Everything you got. I don't know. I genuinely don't believe yet. If they win tomorrow, Yankee fans are going to lose their minds.
Yeah, I think if you're the Dodgers, you let this one go. You don't say this out loud, but you understand you didn't throw your guys tonight, right. And you say, hey, look, if we can go get a lead and we got Jack on the hill and we have our A bullpen available, let's go slug a little bit. Let's go score 4 or 5 runs. We think that's probably all that we need. Don't let the Yankees get hot. Don't let them open up an early lead. Like you got to come out there, get the lead again, and just kind of put this thing to bed. I mean, that's the recipe. That's what they've done before in the first 3 games of this series. This one just kind of got away late for them. It still was like a close game until the 8th. And if they can keep it close,
yeah,
then I'm riding with the Dodgers to get it done tomorrow.
It's gonna be fun. We are not streaming. We're gonna be in the building.
Oh,
so
what does that mean for us?
let's talk about that.
Let's talk about.
Probably Thursday morning.
Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things.
So we'll probably be Thursday. We'll do a Thursday morning then.
We're talking right now about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Thursday morning.
The people like this.
Okay.
You know,
Comment
So
below if
okay.
you want it Thursday morning
Yeah.
or Thursday very early morning.
subscribe, review.
You look just like those kids that sing that song.
Okay.
You know exactly what I'm talking
One
about.
Direction.
Right now. Not One
I have
Direction.
no clue what you're talking about.
It's like a dad and his kids, and they just go.
I
like,
bring the boom.
yes, dude.
Yeah, I'm the missing link.
You're Brent Honeywell, and you're part of that family.
I'm Brett Honeywell and the dad mixed, and that sucks.
Yeah.
And that sucks for me. All right. Thanks for tuning in.
Is it going to be a spooky Halloween for Yankee fans, or is it going to be a jovial Halloween for Yankee fans? We'll find out tomorrow night.
Jake sucks.
What's the opposite of vaunted? People, let us know.
Oh, and yeah, comment the opposite of
Dodgers, get it done, or don't give me hope.
Don't give this guy hope.
I don't want to be the Halloween guy going like, I don't know, the Yanks.
Yeah, you wouldn't even take off your Yankee outfit.
And how
Keep it on
crazy
for
would it
Halloween.
be that Aaron Boone is managing the Yanks?
Aaron Boo. Halloween.
Oh, golly.